Dear student, now we are going to discussing the development of financial services in India. See, a financial services in India is a recent growth. You know, the banking alone was considered as financial services in olden days, but the Indian economy underwent changes with liberalization policies of Government of India. During the period of independence, the economic growth was heavily dependent on agricultural and industries. The growth rate was around 3.5%. This rate is known as Hindu rate of growth, but this rate is not sufficient to meet the changing requirements of the economy. So a new sector is called financial services what? Thought. This sector alone can show the ways for economic progresses. At present, the Indian financial service sector is progressing very fast. So there are three stages are identified with these growth processes. That is first stage, second stage and third stages. In first stage, it is started from 1960 to 1980 and the second stages is starting from 1980 to 1990 and the third stage is 1991 onwards. Under first stage, there are three financial services are there, that is merchant banking, insurance and leasing. And the second stage is 1980 to 1990. Under that, over the counter services, mutual funds, factoring, discounting, venture capital and credit rating. And the third stage is 1991 onwards. Under the third stage, the new instruments and depository services, dematerialization, online trading and book buildings. So these are all the financial services are in the stages, in the particular stages. So in first stages 1960 to 1980. See, the political freedom marked the beginning of economic planning. The economic planning began with the launching of first 5-year plan in 1951. The important sector were identified. The huge amount of fund was invested to build the infrastructure for the growth of agricultural and industry. The government of India, see, the government of India formulated a various regulation to support the legal base. The Indian Factories Act 1948, the Indian Companies Act 1956, the Indian Controller of Capital Issue Act 1947 are a few among them. The new sun emerged in Indian financial sector with merchant banking in 1967. So the merchant banking is started from the 1967. You know about the merchant banking. It means it is one of the financial institutions. They are providing the various services to the different organizations. It means the one financial institutions are providing the different services, whether it is a bill collecting or a leasing or insurances, factoring services, discounting services, venture capital services. All the services are included in the merchant banking. Okay, see, the organization which is a merchant or bank is merchant banks. So these are specialized financial services intermediaries. The first beginning was made by a foreign banks, namely National Grindlays Bank in 1967. In the year 1972, the Banking Commission set up by Government of India, it recommended for the establishment of merchant banks by the nationalized banks. It was State Bank of India to start a Indian Merchant Bank division in 1972. Okay, so it was followed by nationalized private and foreign banks. Today, there are thousands of merchant banking institutions are there in India. They are acting as backbone to Indian corporate capital issues. Understood? Then the merchant banking is a name for group of financial services. So these services include fund and fee-based services. Since 1996, the merchant bank were restricted to perform fund-based activities such as underwriting, leasing, hire purchasing, etc. Now, they perform only fee-based activities such as public issue management, corporate counseling, loan syndication, portfolio management, etc. So the growth of corporate sector further supported to the growth of merchant banks. In the year 1996, there were more than 1,500 merchant banking institutions in India. They have collected thousands of crores of public savings to the corporate world. So many projects were promoted, restricted, restructured and counseled by the professional merchant banking experts. Till today, the success story continues by the merchant banking. Understood? The next one is insurance. It is a financial services. When risk are arised, we are consider the insurance companies. So the organization and also the individual person also taken the insurances from the insurance institution. So there are two types of the insurance, that is life insurance and the general insurance. The life insurance are taken by the persons and the general insurance are taken by the organizations. So the risk cannot be avoided but can be shifted to others. Insurance business has been privately carried out in India since 1818. The life insurance was nationalized in 1956. So this began a new story in the insurance sectors. Till today, LIC holds majority, it means 92% of insurance in the markets. The non-life insurance business was nationalized in 1972. It was called General Insurance Corporation. So the government of India covered non-life insurance with four subsidiaries, namely National Insurance, New India Assurance, Oriental Fire and United India Insurances companies and etc. And so they cover insurance for marine and accident, fire, medical and expenses, vehicle, crop, livestock, stockbroking, etc. So the insurance made the people to feel risk-free in their personal life and business. Insurance is also a fast-growing sector. Nowadays, the commercial banks are also selling insurance products called bank assurances. Number of foreign insurance companies are entered the monopoly Indian insurance businesses. So the insurance institutions are providing the various services to the every organizations. So it is started from the 1960 onwards. And the last one is leasing under first stages. You know about the leasing. It is the agreement between the two persons for utilizations of the assets. So leasing is financial for the acquisition of fixed assets. Assets are provided on lease basis. So these agreements made a beginning in the year 1970. The companies initially leased the equipments. Leasing covered both private and public sectors. In both sectors, the lease financial is practiced for assets such as plant, machinery, vehicles, office equipments, etc. So the leasing companies performed both operating and finance leases. Today, there are more than 400 leasing companies are there in India. With the growth of companies, leasing is gaining prime importance. So these are all comes under the first stage under 1960 to 1980. Now the second stage from 1980 to 1990. So here over the counter services mutual fund, factoring services, discounting, venture capital, credit rating. So these services are, so these financial institutions services are started from the 1980 to 1990. See, the earlier three services, that is merchant banking, insurance and leasing, these are supported to the corporate sectors. The merchant bank raises the public funds and provide to companies. The insurance covered the life and non-life risks and lease provided assets. The three-way supports further boosted the financial service sectors and the corporate worlds. During the second stage, the first one is over-the-counter services. See, the growth of corporate sector resulted into increases in number of securities issues. This requires a well-developed securities market. Such market also supports the companies at the different stages. As the name indicates, over-the-counter services is a market where buyers do not meet the sellers personally, but finalize the contracts. The trading takes place by telephonic, telex orders or telephonic orders, not restricted to any particular place like BSEs. In India, over-the-counter exchange was started in 1989 under the Security Contract Act 1956. It was started by institutions such as ICICI, UTI, IFCI, IDBI, SBI, etc. So next one is mutual fund. The investors who hesitate to invest directly in the capital instruments, so they are prepared for the mutual funds. The mutual funds are the mediatory institutions between the savers and corporate sectors. They collect the public funds and channelize them to companies. India has the long time working mutual funds, that is Unit Trust of India, and it was set up in 1964. All other mutual funds have been started from 1987 onwards. The RBI permitted commercial banks to undertake non-banking activities in 1983, since the mutual fund businesses is on a constant growth. So these mutual funds entered the market with investment and investors friendly. These scheme may be dividend, growth, reinvestments. They provide good return without risk. This is suitable to the Indian psychology. The biggest mutual funds operating today are UTI, LIC, SBI, GIC, Tata, Birla, Franklin and Reliance, etc. The investors are confident about mutual funds organizations. The next one is factoring. See, the factoring is a special financial services in India. It recommended the banks to support the companies in 1988. RBI formed a study group under a chairman of C.S. Kalyanasundaram. According to the recommendations of the committee, Banking Regulation Act was amended in 1990. This started the factoring services in India. The State Bank of India first started factoring services as SBI Factors and Commercial Services Limited in 1991. It was followed by Punjab National Bank, Canara Bank. The factor services has a bright future in India. See, the factoring is a financial services in which the business entity sells its bill receivable to the third party at a discount in order to raise funds. It differs from invoices discountings. Understood? Next one is discounting. So discounting, it is comes under the concept of bill of exchanges. You know about the bill of exchanges. So bill discounting, that is making payment for a bill before its maturity. It is a popular financial services in India. RBI first time introduced bill markets in 1952. This further developed into financial services. The discount rate on bill is 1% lesser than cash credit rates. So it is very important for the every organizations. So these financial institutions are providing the discounting services to the various organizations. And next one is venture capital under second stages. In India, corporate growth in recent periods, the new breed of entrepreneurs emerged. So these were in a need of initial capital supports. So this was met by venture capital. It means the venture capital institutions are providing the funds to the newly started organizations, and they are taken very high risk in the they are invested in the newly started organization and also new project plannings. So it is started from the 1973. The guidelines for the venture capital were issued by Controller of Capital issued in 1983. According to the guidelines, SBI, scheduled banks, foreign banks and their subordinate subsidiaries were eligible for providing venture capital funds. The funds are managed by professionals. The venture capital institution finances a project by investing in equity shares, conditional loans and income notes. Okay. The last one is credit rating under second stages. So you know about the credit rating because these concepts are discussed in the previous chapters. So it is a rating of the instruments. It is a USA concept. Investors are to be guided about the worth of the security issued by companies. The capital market experienced more number of capital issues and bonds. So this necessitated the valuation of securities. As a first steps, in 1988, Credit Rating Information Services of India Limited, it means CRISIL, was set up. Further, in 1991, Investment Information and Credit Rating Agency was promoted. In 1993, Credit Analysis and Research Limited, that is CARE, C-A-R-E, was established. So these are all approved by the RBIs. So these are all comes under the second stage from 1980 to 1990. Now the third stage, 1991 onwards. So in 1991, the new industry policy also started. The third stage in the result of economic liberalization policies of Government of India. The economic entered the liberalization, privatization and globalization era, that is LPGs. The financial service market was forced to act according to the needs of LPG policies. See, the growth factors are identified with these stages, that is new instrument, depository services, dematerialization, online trading and book buildings. Under the first one, new instruments. See, this period experienced floating of new instruments. Apart from the equities, debentures and bonds, various new featured securities were issued by companies and Government of India. They includes convertible debentures, bonds and puttable bonds, debentures, zero interest bonds, debentures and deep discount bonds, secured premium notes, floating rate bonds, etc. So these are all the new instruments started in the 1991s. And the next one is depository services. See, the Depository Act was introduced in 1996 along with SEBI. See, the Depositors and Participants Regulation Act 1996, in the same line, central government in the budget 1997 and 1998 set up separate corporations. The depository system means a central location for keeping securities on deposits. An agency holds securities on behalf of investors as a custodian. The only reason to hold securities is to help easy transfer. So there are number of depository participants in India. The Stock Holding Corporation of India Limited is one such depository participants. The next one is dematerialization. You know about the dematerialization, reducing the paperwork. So totally online transaction will be started from the dematerialization. It is an innovation in the field of security markets. An investor is given an option to hold securities, that is in physical or non-physical forms. The non-physical form is called dematerializations. Understood? In this system, the allottee of shares of a company is not given physical share certificate. Instead, a statement is given shown in the share credits in the demat account of investors. The investors have to open an account with a broker. Through this, the account only, he purchases and sells the securities. It is also called paperless tradings. Due to this, the transaction speeds has been increased. Every day, the thousands of crores is transacted in the stock exchanges without physical exchanges. Transfer of shares. The present regulations stipulate trading of securities should be done through demat accounts. So next one is online trading. It is one addition to securities market. So this has brought the real transparency in securities market. Earlier, brokers were playing crucial role in market prices fixation of securities. Some hides and seeks practices were part of these systems, but now the trading is fully computerized and displayed online through computers. The investors can see the happening of Bombay Stock Exchanges and National Stock Exchanges on the live screens. The price movements, number buyers, sellers, ups and downs of stock markets are continuously displayed on the screens. The investors can select any security and order for buy or sell through the online systems. So this is called as online tradings. So this is started from the 1991 onwards, and the last one is book buildings. The new trend in security pricing begins by book buildings. The price of the issue share is determined by the demand for it. The system was introduced during 1997 and 1998. Initially, the shares of IPCL, HAL, IOC were issued through book building process. It has been so popular that the well-known companies are following the route of book buildings. So these are all the financial stages in India from 1960 to 1991 onwards. Okay.